Hi everyone, my name is Mariela Brahimi. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Disrupt CRE. I'm here at RealComm in Nashville today with SpaceIQ. Good morning, how are
Good morning.
you?
Good, how are you?
Breck?
Yep.
Breck, tell us a little bit about SpaceIQ.
Yeah, so SpaceIQ, we are an integrated workplace management system. We've been in business since 2017. I think I'm employee like number 5 or 6.
Wow.
Yeah, so we've been adding a lot of customers over the past few years, roughly about 120 or so, but really what we're trying to do is help manage employee moves, understand your occupancy, understand when you need to get new real estate, and all that's done through our projection tool.
Very cool. And as I understand it, you guys are working kind of from end to end, from pre-planning moves through the actual move, and then once the occupant is in the building, actively working and really analyzing occupancy and utilization of that space. That's a really kind of amazing track.
Yeah, absolutely. So really who we talk to the most are the facility managers, and they're planning out these moves. And typically what they've done in the past is there's either older systems that are very antiquated. We like to use we like to say, hey, they're more like the BlackBerry of the market and we're more the iPhone, right? So
I love that.
I don't know that anyone's dying to go back to their BlackBerry, right? It still does all the same things, but no one wants to use it, right?
Yeah.
And our whole goal is to make sure that the facility manager and the everyday employee have a great experience within SpaceIQ, again, for planning moves, for understanding their occupancy, and then for employees, they can use it for wayfinding capabilities. They can book meeting rooms and say, hey, I'm in the hall with someone, I want to take this to a meeting room, what's available right now? On our mobile app, they can book a meeting room right then and there, and then even submit work tickets and things like that as well.
What are some of the traditional pain points that industry facility managers, even the occupant, what are they feeling? What are those pain points that exist right now before you guys came into the picture?
Yeah, so a lot of our customers, what they're typically dealing with is, a lot of this is done on spreadsheets today, like I mentioned, and with a lot of the companies that we work with, they're very technical companies from the Bay Area, and they have no idea how to manage this stuff. And then when they're going through the process, they have 25 new people every day knocking on the door saying, hey, where's my seat? And they have no idea. They didn't even know they were starting.
Right.
So we tie in with HR systems. They can get an idea on who's starting, when they're going to be starting. That way they can plan for these moves accordingly. And then based off of all of that growth coming into the system, again, when am I going to run out of space? And when's a good time to say, hey, we need to get new real estate, or we can sublease some of this, we're underutilizing it, which is very powerful. Because again, if you're managing all that through walking the floor, by hand with a spreadsheet, it becomes very difficult to make real-time, real estate decisions.
Yeah, and there's so much room for human error when you're managing on a notepad walking
Yep.
through a space, especially if you're the occupant and this isn't your domain expertise.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, and that's something that we can do with hotel desks too. So if someone comes to a new office and they want to find a landing spot for the day through the mobile app or even on the web app, they can say, hey, I need to find a desk near my boss in this office, and go through, select a desk, and book it for the day.
I can imagine it's not just an important tool for the occupant, but also for their guests and
Yep.
their clients coming to see them, and just the level of user experience that they may have. Just in a short couple of years, the difference is so significant.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's where we have even Wayfinder kiosks. So some of our customers have touchscreen TVs set up outside all their elevator banks or even in the lobbies. Say, hey, I just checked in, I have no idea where this person's at, I'm going to walk and try to find them, or I'm here for a meeting and I need to go to that meeting room, where is that at? And you can get directions on how to get there.
Very cool. So I'm hearing a lot of benefits for the occupier, but talk to me about some of the data that you're able to collect once they're in the space, they're actively using the space. There's a tremendous amount of insights that you guys are gathering and able to deliver back to them for all kinds of different reasons. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so there's a few different types of utilization that people can at least take into consideration. Again, we base everything off of how space is being assigned to an employee, but are those people actually coming into the office? So we can tie in badging data, which is a very light form of utilization, but that way you can understand, okay, if a department has 50 people and 30 of them aren't coming in, what else can I do with that space?
Yeah.
Right? So it could either be maybe a hotel desk area, it could be a neighborhood. That way you can utilize the space more effectively and not have to, if you're assigning that space out and you're going off traditional methods, you're going to end up having to get more real estate when you probably didn't need it in the first place, which is money at the end of the day.
Absolutely, absolutely. So what can people expect in the future as a result of this new technology and this new capability?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many different possibilities. We're working on new technology all the time. Being from Silicon Valley helps a lot. We're releasing code every 8 weeks or so, and it's all based off the feedback that we get from our customers. So even some of the badging stuff that I mentioned, that came from one of our top companies that I can say a stock exchange in New York. So as long as we get the feedback, we understand the use case, we want to roll it out for all of our customers to enjoy, not just be a one-off scenario for someone else. There's a lot of customization out there with legacy providers, but we want to make sure that this is something that's going to fit everyone's needs.
I love it. Well, I'm excited to keep learning about you guys as you evolve in the market. So nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.